Hello, my name is Kevin Gough, and I'm the founder of the Love Party. Thanks a lot for joining me. We've been around for a year now, so I wanted to have this meeting to discuss, how we started, what we are, and how things are going for us. And then at the end, I'll go ahead and look at the chat and grab some questions out of there and try to answer them. So how we started, it was October 29th, 2021. About 9 o'clock, I stepped out in my backyard to vape, which is kind of a regular routine of mine. No drugs, no alcohol. The only drug, I guess, would be the nicotine and the e-juice. Anyway, about 5 minutes later, I was hit by this powerful vision, and it actually knocked me to my knees. It was so strong. And to describe how it worked, I guess, if any of you have ever been in any kind of high stress situation, maybe a car accident or something like that, time slows down. I was in a accident with my truck. I slipped on some ice years ago. And I remember, the whole thing only took a couple of seconds, but I remember it was like, here comes the mailbox, here comes the fence, here comes the snowy berm that, luckily saved my my life, because I would have ended up going off down a big hill. But anyway, point being, that's how this vision was. I know it only lasted a few seconds, but there was just so much information in there. And it was like time really slowed down. And it was, it's hard to describe. I mean, like I said, there was a lot to it, but the best way to describe it was like the whole world united in love, working together to solve problems. And as the vision hit me, it was like a lot of those problems had actually already been solved. Everybody was sharing resources. There was enough for everybody. Everybody was thriving. It kind of like an anthill, right? Where everybody's working together. All the ants are working together for the betterment of the whole. That's how this was, but it was people, and it was on a global scale. And the technological advancements were amazing. The medical advancements, everybody was sharing knowledge. We were all progressing together. We had actually all cleaned up the environment. We reversed a lot of the damage that we did. Like I say, it was just so amazing, and there was so much to it. And it actually, it knocked me on my knees, and I wept. And I grew up in a neighborhood with a lot of older kids. So, they kind of beat it into you that boys don't cry. And so to bring me to that emotional state, it takes a lot. And this was a lot. So it also came to me that I was supposed to spread this vision. And my first thought was, why me? And the answer that came back was, why not you? And then, why not all of you, right? So that at that point, I mean, I rededicated my life to God and to Jesus, and I'm bipolar, right? So when I was back on my feet and thinking about it, my first thought was, this is some kind of manic episode. It can't be real, But I was diagnosed way back in '98, and so I know the disease pretty well, how it works for me. There'd be warning signs. I mean, I was well medicated. I had lots of sleep. It just didn't make sense, and so I really do believe that it truly was God putting this on my heart. And so for the next probably about 6 weeks or so, I was trying to talk myself out of this. People are going to think I'm crazy. It just makes no sense. But at the same time as I'm thinking all of this, I was truly seeing all of us as brothers and sisters. I was feeling emotions that I had buried a long time ago. I was feeling empathy. I was pretty much praying constantly, and wondering how to move forward with this thing. And then about mid-December or so, I really started to feel God kind of push me, like, hey, get moving with this thing. I showed it to you. Now, do something with it. And so the result of all of my praying and soul searching and whatnot is the Love Party and our website, theloveparty.net. And I launched it on Christmas Day, 2021, via LinkedIn. And then I also announced it to family first. And I did it via email and text on my phone. And, just select family members, whatever, kind of drafted up, what the website's about. And I sent it out, and at the bottom it said "I love you," and I sent it out to family, and then I don't know, a couple of days later, I think I had copied that same message and I sent it out to pretty much all my contacts, all the people in my phone or in my email, and I went to send somebody a message later, and I saw that "I love you" on there, and I realized that I sent out "I love you" to like all my contacts, right? And at first I was feeling a little bit, cringy about it. But then I got thinking about it, and I'm like, well, wouldn't it be nice if that's how it could really be for everyone, right? That we all realize that we're brothers and sisters, and that we all truly do love each other and take care of each other. And so I feel a little less cringy about it now. I don't know how everybody else feels about getting it, but anyway. So the Love Party, what it is it's a global movement, and it's dedicated to spreading love to all humans. So it's basically it's a blueprint for world peace based on freedom and tolerance, and it's about taking care of each other and ignoring all of the superficial and artificial barriers between us, right? So becoming a member is really easy. You accept the Love Party platform, and you agree to let love guide your decisions. And that's it. It's a personal commitment that you make in your heart and your mind. And I'd like to go ahead and share it if I could. I'm going to try to share the platform. Oops. All right, there it is. So it comes up pretty small on the screen, so I'll go ahead and read it. It says the Love Party believes that to love and be loved is a universal right of all people. In order to love and be loved, it is important that all people have their basic needs met, are free to make their own choices, and are tolerant of each other's differences. Therefore, the following are to be universal rights for all people: the right to love and be loved, the right to have their basic needs of food, clean water, clothing, shelter, and healthcare met, the right to worship or not worship however they choose, the right to modify their bodies however they choose, the right to put into their bodies whatever they choose, the right to an education to expand their mind as far as they choose, the right to form mutual and consensual relationships with whomever they choose, the right to defend themselves and others, and then the last one, which really encompasses all the rest, the right to do anything they want if it does not harm or cause unreasonable risk of harm to others. So that's the platform. And as far as how the movement's going, it's actually going really well. I know there's a lot of members in the U.S., a lot of members in Europe and Africa as well. I've been corresponding with a lot of great people, doing a lot of wonderful things. I'd like to give a shout out to a few of them that I've met through LinkedIn. One of them is Stephen Fern. He's with a group called ARC 2030. He's actually the founder of it, and they're working hard on multiple fronts to fight the damage that we've done to the planet and restore it. Ben Owen with a group called Flanders Fields. He provides support and healing to vets struggling with addiction and other issues. And then he brings many of those vets on board to help others as well. And then there's Kevin Carpenter, also known as the Gratitude. He's spreading the word about the healing benefits to ourselves and others of living a life full of gratitude. The other component is the political party piece of this. I was really reluctant to go there. I think politics, especially in America right now, it's just an absolute cesspool. Everybody's making decisions along party lines. There's this prevailing us versus them mentality. Politicians are horse trading on disparate issues rather than weighing issues on their merits. And we need to inject love into the decision-making process so that our leaders make decisions that are good for everyone. And that kind of change can only be achieved from within. So to that end, in April of 2021, we sought and received permission from the Oregon Secretary of State to become a political party in Oregon. To be successful on that, we need 28,005 signatures from registered Oregon voters by April 12th, 2024. And to hit that number, we need as many petition circulators as possible. All the necessary forms and information are on our website. So I'd really appreciate it if you guys could spread the word to any Oregonians you know to go out to the loveparty.net and get that information. And my email address is on the website. So if they have any questions, they can email me as well. So that's it as far as the Love Party is concerned. I'm happy to answer questions. Let me get into the chat. See if we have any. No, doesn't look like there's any questions. All right. Well, thanks for everybody who attended. God bless you. Goodbye.